Today's talk is titled Lighting the Path, your winter guide to circadian harmony. So if you have been following me for a little while, you may know that I'm not very good in the morning. I always find it quite difficult to not just getting up is difficult. I find quite low. I find myself feeling quite low in the morning. And it doesn't last for very long. In about half an hour, I'm okay. But just first half an hour in the day, I feel really low mood. So it's not very good. And it's predictably worse in winter. So a couple of years ago, I invested in light therapy box. There are different ways to call it, but you can easily buy from Amazon. And I bought quite a cheap one for about £30. There's so many around that sort of price range. They all slightly have different functions, some with timer or some sort of different lights, color lights you can choose. And there are so many to choose from, so you can have your selection. There's lots of different price level too, so some goes up quite a lot of money. But I thought, well, light is light. How expensive can it be? So anyway, and the effectiveness of light therapy seems to be generally accepted. There was on the BBC Radio 4, there is a program called Sliced Bread. It's a consumer program. They restarted a new series just very recently. So they talk about certain products and if it's worth spending the money on. So there was a program on this therapy light, and you can listen to it. If you go to BBC Sound, you can find it. You can still listen. So in general, the effectiveness is accepted. So it looks like it works. From my own experience, I cannot say that it really made a huge difference. But I sit in front of it every morning for about an hour, and I do look forward to doing that. So it probably is doing some good. Okay? I must say I'm feeling the benefit of it. I definitely think it's worth spending £30 or so just to see how it feels. And the reason why many of us feel low in winter is because of circadian rhythm. Okay? So you might have heard the word circadian rhythm. So that's 24-hour natural internal clock, body clock. So that's regulate our sleepiness and alertness. So there's something in the retina, in the eyes, which the receptor for the light, and that helps to regulate this cycle. So in winter, when the light is low, especially in this part in Europe, Northern Europe, we feel quite low in winter because we suffer from prolonged sleep inertia. That means when you wake up, it's still dark. So your body clock, circadian rhythm is still not switched on, but you still have to get up and get your day going. So it's quite difficult to get going. So people feel low physically and mentally. So light box therapy seems to help this in some way. And apart from the light box, what else can you do? So one of the things which is really recommended is to go outside and get some light in the morning. So now it's just light enough, about 7:30. So probably it's quite good time to start doing. If it's dark at 8 o'clock, then maybe you cannot really do that. But if it's light, maybe it's suggested you go out for a little while, or maybe even sit by the window and just go for a walk for 20 minutes. That might be helpful. What I do in winter is I go out for twice a week, if I can, go out for jog or run in the morning. I'm not very good runner, so if you see me running, you don't think I'm running, but I am. So I run for about 20 minutes in the morning, and I feel really good for it. In the summer, I do yoga outside, and that's really nice. But because you have to put mat on the grass, you cannot really do that until it really dries up. And well, not until spring. You cannot really take the mat outside. So in the winter, I go for little jogging, running in the morning. And also another thing is a vitamin D problem. So vitamin D is a vitamin which is made on the skin upon the exposure to the sunlight. You can take some there are some in the food, but the amount you can take from the food is very limited. So really especially in Europe, in winter, it's really not possible to make enough vitamin D on the skin, because even if you go out, often you're covered, so maybe only the face is exposed. So in winter, it's recommended to take vitamin D tablets. There are vitamin D3 and vitamin D2. Vitamin D3 is the one recommended. So take vitamin D3 tablet. That's the NHS recommendation. And especially people who have darker skin, people who have white skin, it's easier to make vitamin D. If you have darker skin, it's harder. So if you have darker skin, it's recommended to take vitamin D in winter. Vitamin D, the research on vitamin D is quite new, but it is well established that it maintains strong bones and helps immune system. So as I said, because the research is new, I did a little bit of research, couldn't find any established link between vitamin D and mood, anxiety, and depression. But if your immune system is stronger, and if you catch one fewer cold, maybe just one fewer things to suffer in winter. So that's recommended. And really, I just want to say sunlight is really amazing things. A lot of things it can do. So it can regulate our sleep and alertness. So that's circadian rhythm. And also it makes vitamin D on the skin. And exposure to daylight can help to improve alertness. So that's this circadian rhythm thing. And it helps decision making, cognitive functioning, so thinking. So if you suffer from brain fog, then maybe exposure to the sunlight may help. Also, as I said earlier, regulate mood. Everybody feels better when the sun's out. And also, it wards off depression and anxiety, so it's all related. So also sunlight increases the release of hormone serotonin, which helps to boost mood and helps you to feel calm. And this is I'm personally quite interested in. Interestingly, daylight exposure may affect the hunger hormones. And also daylight may help support the healthier metabolism. So it reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes. So if you're getting sort of a middle age then past like me, then it might really help the cardiovascular health. Okay, so what can you do? So we are in March, so officially we are getting towards spring. In the 21st or 22nd of this month is the spring equinox. So length of the day and then length of the night will be the same, but still be more cold months waiting. So 3 suggestions. You can go outside in the morning. So maybe a bit too early to do yoga, but maybe you can go for a walk early in the day. That's helpful. Also, light box. It's not as expensive as you think. There are loads in Amazon. So you may want to invest in one. And also take vitamin D. Okay. If you have any more suggestions, I think lots of people put their own suggestions in another Facebook post. But if you have some suggestions, please put it somewhere in the comment for this video. Okay, so that's it from me this week. In 2 weeks' time, I'll be back and I'll be talking about morning yoga sessions and what's the benefit, psychological, emotional benefit of morning yoga classes. Okay, so thank you for joining. And if you want to read more about what I spoke today, if you go to my website and there's a blog section, if you go to my blog section, you can read this in the blog title the same, Lighting the Path, Your Winter Guide to Circadian Harmony. Also, I put the link here, so please read. Okay, have a very good weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.